Now, Frederick is not just a still photographer. You do a lot of video.
I'm a multimediographer, Leo.
Multimediographer?
Yes, yes.
That's a lot of syllables.
It's hard to get that out, yeah.
And in the past, you were a Final Cut guy, probably, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you used Adobe Premiere?
Yes, in fact, I still use Adobe. So just to set the stage here.
Okay.
So
because that seems to be the big two, right?
It is. It's Final Cut, Adobe Premiere.
Maybe Avid Composer if you're
there.
talking Hollywood.
And you know, there was Sony.
Sony Vegas.
Sony Vegas, which is now gone.
I still tell people
that's sold. It's been sold.
But it's easy to use and fun for the
Windows
amateur.
Only, for Windows users.
For the pro, it usually comes down to Avid, Final Cut, or Premiere.
In that order, lately.
Yeah.
But you know, take them, you know, each on its own. So Final Cut in the Apple ecosystem, it's great, it's beautiful, it works. Had a rocky start.
Yep.
You know, and now it's crushing.
It's gotten better.
It's really good. It is really good. It's a crazy good app that can do 100% of what you probably want to do. Then you move to Premiere in the Creative Cloud, CC 2015.5 that they're at now.
That's what we use here.
Yeah, and we use it at This Week in Photo as well, and it's great. And you're in that ecosystem of Adobe with you know After Effects and Photoshop and all those guys, and they all work together because you can share assets between them.
Right.
However, if you don't want to buy into Apple and you don't want to get a Creative Cloud subscription, you can get this app.
And what's interesting is this is free. Now, I've been watching the progress on this. So we're going to talk about DaVinci Resolve, which comes from Blackmagic. Now, Blackmagic makes hardware. They're not really a software company, exactly.
Yeah, I would argue they're both, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're best known for their hardware.
Primarily, yeah, they're best known for their hardware, kind of like Apple, right? Apple's known for their hardware, but they make killer software to use their hardware.
All their cameras ship with a copy of DaVinci Resolve. What I didn't know is you don't have to have one of their cameras to get the software.
Nope, you can go to their site now. In fact, you know, they've got, and I learned this, and I gotta give Dave Dugdale from learningvideo.com a plug, because he is the one that turned me on to this. And I asked him on TWiT, we were doing a segment, and I said, what's your favorite video editor? Is it Final Cut or Premiere? And he's like, neither. It's this guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, and
Mac only?
It's both.
Mac and Windows.
It's Mac and Windows, and they've got DaVinci Resolve, which is this guy that we're going to show in a little bit, but they've got another app called Fusion, which is the After Effects competitor. Same pricing model, nothing. Still dual platform. And
are there pro versions of these?
Yeah, so they have. This is kind of entry level, and I guess their way of breaking into the market. But you know, you can step up and you can get these giant color correction consoles, and you know, now you're up in the five figures.
And that's what confused me, because I've known DaVinci Resolve as a color correction tool for years. I didn't realize it was a full editing tool.
Neither did I until a couple of weeks ago. And you look in here, if you look in the app, there's that color tab in there, which is the color correction. That's the whole color correcting engine that they use in Hollywood for color correcting all the films that we see.
This is one of the top products for Hollywood.
Yeah. So if you learn color correcting or become a colorist using this app, you're good to go. Now, most of us, like you were talking about before, most of us...
Do I need this?
No. Most of us aren't going to use it, but it's kind of like, you know, you'd have a superpower if you learn how to use it. And
yeah, and occasionally you get a video that you took that is all blue or gray or whatever, and you want to fix it.
Yeah.
This is kind of like white balance for video.
Pretty much,
if I'm going to simplify it down.
Yeah, and you can add looks, right? So the white balance is one thing, but adding atmospheric kind of looks and feel like you...
They do that in movies
like
all the
the
time.
Matrix, right? The Matrix, in the first half of the Matrix, it's all kind of green and subdued, and then when he gets in the Matrix, the colors become more vibrant.
They're
doing it with this kind of software.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
But what else can I do with this?
You can add a video. So what we do, like these are, I just threw a couple of, or one video and a couple of photos in here just to walk through. It's really simple. When you download it, it looks like this. You navigate your tree on this side on your desktop.
So these are all your assets.
Yeah, these are my assets right here. It has a metaphor of just these 4 little modules here. You've got media. This is when you're pulling all your marbles together, you know. And then edit is when you're going to edit. Color is what we talked about. And then deliver is when you're going to export it to YouTube or Vimeo or something like that.
This kind of reminds me of Lightroom, where you have the library and develop.
Only it's flipped.
Yeah,
it's flipped.
So here's our library of clips.
Yep. So it's very simple to edit.
And you can import direct. Do you have to use a Blackmagic camera?
No.
You can import from anywhere.
This video that's in here now came from a Sony Action Cam. You can import from anything. It takes whatever footage you want to throw at it. It will even accept 4K footage, so you can edit in 4K if you have a machine machine that's
need the
beefy enough
hardware
to
to
crunch those numbers.
So I've got all my clips imported in, and now how do I do editing? Is it timeline style editing?
It's timeline style, yeah. So you go in here and you drag around, you find what you want, and then these clips. So if you look up here on the right here, I've got 2 folders which are on my desktop here. So I've got this folder right here, TNS demo.
Okay.
So I can go in and say, yeah, this video, I can live scrub on it.
Look at that.
Just like in, you know, in Final Cut.
Yeah.
You can drag this to make this bigger. You can change the view of it. I can set my in and out points, and then you can just drag it into your media pool, just like this, right? And you can
So
this
is the stuff I'm going to work with.
Right. So I'm saying, yeah, I want this in my project, and you can pull your photos and all that.
This makes sense. I can understand.
It's really
that.
simple, Leo. When they told me about this, so we record TWiT at 6 p.m. on Monday. So we recorded it. I went and downloaded this around 8 o'clock, installed it, and I was editing by around 11:30. Like,
and that's because
editing.
you'd used Final Cut and you understood
And
timeline editing and Premiere, and you understood time. So timelines are the same pretty much in most editors. You get your clips together. You've just done that. And now we're in a timeline, which is, just as it sounds, a timeline. This is the order of clips. And it has transitions and all
It has everything. Everything. It has transition. Look at this. I mean, it even has the it has multicam in here, so you can do multicam.
I can switch. That was something when Final Cut edited that. That was a big deal.
It didn't have it. Yeah. So yeah, you can switch. You can cut. See all your editing tools up here. So here's your razor blade, and it's really smart. There's with DaVinci Resolve version 2.5, they added this feature in here where you can actually see the waveform on your video in the preview. So it's, you know, you don't have to touch any of those advanced features if you don't want to. You can get in here, edit, be done with it, and export and be happy. And
but interestingly, even for the free version, there are a lot of advanced features.
Yeah.
How about audio handling? Is it pretty good?
Yeah, it is. It's amazing on audio as well. So you can turn on your audio meters on this side. Let's see if we can get to
this
it.
week in photo in this. No.
We don't. You know, it's funny you say that. So our editor, Russell, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He lives in Scotland, and he edits all of our video episodes. And he was on Vegas, so this was the opportunity. He was resistant to the Creative Cloud and all that.
There's a lot of
and
it.
now, you know, we're going to be moving him over to this.
And he's excited about it.
He's excited. Yeah. He's reluctant.
So what limitations? What can it do? Where will some people say, "Oh wow, I wish it could do this"? Is there anything?
Well, there's that interoperability. Like, for example, with Premiere, you can import a Photoshop layered file, I believe. I'm not sure if DaVinci Resolve is going to do that.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about DaVinci Resolve is you can do compositing type effects. You know, like in Premiere where it has the title box where you have to kind of go in. It's like from 1985 or whatever.
Yeah.
This you add titles directly onto the video, right in the.
So
timeline.
it has titling, it has transitions,
it's got everything.
Has audio,
everything you need.
All the basic stuff you would want. It looks pretty straightforward. I think it's looks like it's easy to use.
Yep.
Now let me get this straight because I can't believe it. I can download this and use it for free. Is it time limited?
No, it's 100% free, Mac and Windows.
And they do that why?
I think because they are behind, right? So you've got Premiere and Final Cut. So they want to, they want to, you know, first one's free kind of metaphor. So they want to get you in there. But, you know, I think their main business model is these high-end guys, right, that are doing movies and
they'll
sitcoms.
Pay easily, gladly.
Yeah, and that's where you get into 5 figures for the color correcting console and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
you got to get name recognition first.
Yeah, I would argue, Leo, for 99% of the things that you're going to do personally, maybe not for TWiT, but 99% of that stuff, you can edit it right in here.
Wow, Blackmagic Design, they make great hardware. I've always known that. We use a lot of their stuff. But the software is there and free and good, and it's version 12.5 at blackmagic.com.
And I would have paid for it, honestly.
You're running on a Mac Pro. Does it work pretty well on a MacBook Air or a Mac?
Well, yeah. Well, this is a MacBook Pro 13-inch. It works. You know, and this is my experience so far. Is it works fine with anything that's lower resolution than 4K. If you put 4K on this machine, that'd
be true for any of these programs.
It's gonna. It drags.
Horsepower.
Yeah, it drags. But you can edit all day long in 720 or 1080, and you're happy.